Hey, welcome back. This is Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com, and today I'm going to tell you about three reasons men lose interest. You know what? Guys are actually pretty consistent. Yeah, you heard that right. We are actually consistent and very predictable. Many women don't want to believe this, and I can totally understand why. If you've ever had a guy start out being all hot and heavy with you, he's all excited, and then he seems to go cold and distant, and then he eventually disappears, well, you know why. It seems a little unbelievable. I mean, he started out interested, you were texting each other nonstop, you date, you got some chemistry, another date, and you two seem like you're meant to be. Could he be the one? And then the texting starts to slow down, and the dates mellow out, and the spark of magic seems to disappear. What's going on, you wonder? And you might get that uneasy feeling in your stomach, and then the panic starts, right? You don't want that guy ghosting you. So what do? Well, let me tell you about the three reasons that men actually do lose interest and why. Reason number one is something unpredictable happened in his life. Men are weirded out by life's challenges, or really major life challenges anyways. If we haven't quite committed to you in a relationship and we meet up with a serious life challenge, you're probably going to be the one that gets sidelined and sacrificed. It doesn't mean we don't love you or care for you or any of that stuff, or any of that wasn't real. It's just that men are very single-minded when it comes to his life problems. When he has one, he has to tackle it and take it on and conquer it pretty much alone. It could be a death in the family. It could be a personal finance crisis. It could be crunch time at work. Maybe the sex got a little weird. And yes, you know you could be such a source of loving support for him, and you know you want to be a big priority in his life too, which is another insult. But the reality is that's not where his head is at. The best thing you can do is to tell him you might be around, but you're going to let him do whatever he needs to do to get things done. This will be a relief for him to hear, actually. It won't feel like you're abandoning him. It'll actually take the pressure off of him because it's one less thing he has to worry about. If you can honestly wait it out, you're going to be rewarded with a big chunk of loyalty from this guy when the time comes. Of course, don't put your life completely on hold. Get back out there, meet other people, but keep him as a possible restart in a few weeks. Reason number two that he might be pulling away or not as into the relationship is that he wasn't all that into you to begin with. Now, there's a lot of reasons that a guy will date a woman. Sometimes a guy's just bored and he wants to just date a little bit. And you know what? You were available. Sometimes he actually really likes you, but he spotted some problem areas and he's not sure they're going to work out, like maybe sexual compatibility or, I don't know, taste in pets. Sometimes he wants kids, or he knows that you want kids and your timelines just aren't jiving. You wish he'd be upfront about it, but he figured it was all just casual since you two didn't really ever talk about what you were looking for. This is a very common problem with dating couples. The guy wants something but won't say what it is because he's not entirely sure himself. And then the woman wants something definite, but she's been told, don't rush things or push your agenda because she doesn't want to scare him off. But then, of course, time drags on, right? You don't want to rush it, but you have to find a confident way of finding out if it is going in your direction. And you'd be surprised, a lot of the men you think are perfect for you to start your family with really aren't the right match. They're too much of a fixer-upper. So get picky. Yes, you can afford to be picky if you're getting out there in the market and actively meeting men on a regular basis. And the funny thing about getting picky is that the pickier you are, the more opportunities seem to show up on your doorstep. You see, a man's experience is that many women jump into a commitment just to have a commitment, not because there's any real magical connection there. So when a woman starts to eye us with that little bit of choosiness, we respond by trying to up our game to get chosen. We love to compete, and we will work for a woman that conveys an attitude of, I'm worth working for, dude. And reason number three, you reverse the chase. Now, I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're a lion on the African plains. You're stalking your prey, and you're dreaming of a nice afternoon of munching on an antelope. I don't know where this accent came from. I guess when you talk about Africa, you have to have an accent. You crouch through the weeds as you're stalking your prey, and you get closer, and just as you're about to spring and sprint out after him, the antelope turns and looks at you, and it smiles, and then starts running after you. The antelope yells at you, hey, I've been waiting for you to show up. It's now running at you full speed. Want to have lunch with me? I'm tasty. Wait till your cubs meet me. This is going to be so much fun. And the lion, of course, would stop and say, whoa, dude, this is a little weird. I wanted lunch, but now this suddenly doesn't seem right. Maybe I'm not so hungry after all. His confusion will turn to downright fear as he sees this crazed buffet wildly running at him with Charlie Manson eyes. And in just a few moments, the normal order of things has been totally flipped. It's kind of crazy, right? But that's what happens when a guy encounters a woman that he is interested in, and she's now running after him. This is the law. Men chase, women let him chase her. Okay, that's been the natural order of things for eons, and it's not changing. Men have the demand. We desire what you have, the sex, the soft, lovely curves, the warm nurturing that we can't get from anywhere else. And women have the supply. We know it, and we actually like it this way. We like being told, no, not now. Wait a few more dates. Not no way, just not now. Because when women flip the script and start chasing us, it freaks us out. Most men will not intentionally lead you on or use you for sex. Really, I'm serious. It just so happens that when a man becomes even slightly ambivalent, what happens is most women freak out and panic, and they start the reversal. She starts to chase him because she feels like he's pulling away. And what does that do? Inevitably, it seals the relationship's doom. Don't mess up the natural dynamic. No matter what you hear about in those stupid articles and magazines that never help you, men don't want you to chase them. That's not what equality and empowerment is all about. Okay, we just know it's not right, and it's never attractive for a woman to take up the man's role in the natural dynamic of love. But did you know that men actually have a certain style of connecting with their partner? It's true. There is a total of 5 different connection styles that determine a huge part of a guy's personality. While you should let him do the chasing, you can meet him halfway by figuring out what his connection style is. I made a little video for you. Go click the link down below, which you see below the video. And as always, make sure you subscribe to get more of this great stuff, dude, and like the video. This is Cavallo, and I want you to learn how to connect and find your way into his heart. As always, live and love with passion.